right, so we are going to get started with our heart rate assessment activity. The first thing that you're going to want to do before you even start is make sure that you have a writing utensil and something to write on. If you're able to print off the worksheet that I attached on Google Classroom, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll guide you through what to write down so that you can complete your Google form later, but just make sure you have something to write with, something to write on. So before we get started, you're going to want to take your pulse. So we're going to take our starting heart rate. So go ahead and find your pulse. You can either find it in your neck or on your wrist. We're going to measure for a full minute. The first beat you count is 0. Ready, set, count. And stop. Go ahead and record that number. So you're going to write down that full number as your starting heart rate. Then we're going to move into our activity. So you want to make sure that you have space to move. All of it's body weight activities, so you're not going to have to do anything with any equipment. But you will need to take your pulse as soon as you're done. And when we do that, we're only going to measure for 6 seconds. Then you're going to add a 0 just to see where your heart rate is. That way we don't have to take a full minute to record your heart rate. We can just get that quick one, and when we're in class, that's what we do, is that 6-second measurement. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is a 30-second plank. Okay, so you have 2 options for your plank. You can either go full on your hands, or you can go down on your elbows. Just make sure you keep your hips pressed forward, squeeze your glutes. You're going to go ahead and do that for 30 seconds. Okay, so here we go. Plank for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Stop. Okay, come on out of that plank. You're going to find your pulse again. So we're only going to measure for 6 seconds. The first beat you count is 0. Ready, set, count. Go ahead and stop. Add a 0 to that number and write it down next to plank. So just 30-second plank, or activity 1, which was 30-second plank. Okay, after you complete the plank, you're going to go ahead and rest for 1 minute to try to get that heart rate back down. Okay, so it's kind of your recovery. So go ahead and just lay back, just sit comfortably for 1 minute. So hopefully your heart rate has come back down. You should feel a little less winded. Our next activity we're going to head into is going to be 1 minute of jumping jacks, okay? So just regular jumping jacks. If you have to modify for anything, that's our modification. So we're gonna go for 1 minute of jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. You guys are halfway there. Okay, stop. Find your pulse. First beat, you count to 0. Ready, set, count. Stop. Add a 0 to that number and record it. Now we're going to do 1 minute rest. Okay, stop. Heart rate should be down a little bit. Our next activity is going to be 25 full sit-ups. Okay, so I always flex my feet to round out my lower back. Just helps protect your back so you don't get hurt. And here we go, full sit-ups. So we're gonna go all the way up to all the way down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Find your pulse. First beat, you count to 0. Ready, set, count. Stop. Add a 0 to that number. Record it. We're going to take 1 minute break. Try to drop that heart rate again. Okay, our next activity is going to be 20 squats, okay? Okay, our next activity is going to be 20 squats, okay? So just feet out wide, weights back in your heels, turning my toes out, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my rear end back, squat down, squeeze at the top for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Go ahead and find your pulse. First beat, you count to 0, ready, set, count. Stop. Add a 0 and write that down. And we're going to rest for 1 minute. Okay, next activity is going to be burpee. Jump up, out, in, back up, modified version. Bend down, step out, step in, stand up, toe raise. Okay, so you have to do 15 of those. Ready, set, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, find your pulse. First beat, you count to 0, ready, set, count. Stop. Add a 0 and record it. Rest for 1 minute. Okay, next activity is step touches for just 45 seconds. Here we go. And stop. Find your pulse. First beat, you count at 0. Ready, set, count. Stop. Add a 0 to that number and record it. Okay, last activity is just stretch for 2 minutes, okay? So, here we go. Okay, go ahead and find your pulse. Sorry. Find your pulse. The first beat you count is 0. Ready, set, count. Stop. Okay, and that was it for the workout. So make sure that you recorded it, post that on Flipgrid, and complete the Google Doc with the heart rate assessment. That's why we wrote down everything. All right, see you later.